Yeah, sure.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om. Hari Om, everybody. Welcome to the session 6. Today we are having the topic of 3 bodies as our discussion will be sharing. So Surya ji will be starting first today as promised. Okay. Thank you so much, Surya ji, for starting
keep me
first.
At the end, no. Huh? I have listened to. Okay, I'm not audible. Oh, Rajni ji, okay. Rajni ji, you are on mute.
Sheetal ji, he is audible to me.
Ha, okay. Sheetal ji. No? It's.
Hello?
Can you hear now? Sheetal ji, hello. Am I audible? No, I guess. Sheetal ji, there is some problem in your connection then. Sheetal Kulkarni. No, nothing.
Give her some time.
Oh, okay. She is doing something. But it's very low. If you can hear us, it's good enough for now.
And then connect again.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
okay.
That, yeah.
Yeah, now I'm able to. Yeah. See.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we can
You
start.
want me to speak? All right.
Yes.
There's a possibility.
In front of us, I wish you could meditate in front of us, but you know what? It's not the agenda.
There's a chance that I'll leave out so many things. Okay. Yeah, so if I left anything, if you can remind me, please do. Huh?
I'll summarize it now.
Okay. Yeah, I thought this is again a great session, Guruji's. The first part, it started as enlightenment is something which is already there. It is not something which you have to attain or you have to get from outside or so it's just that you have to remove the illusion or the confusion which is settled in you that you are limited. You are this body, this mind, and the intellect which is connected to it. And your real nature, it's there already. But these confusions which you have gathered is running your life. So this is how it began, I think. And there was this example of pot of gold and beggar. And I thought about, while he was explaining it, I improvised a little bit. I'll tell you the same story. See, it's like when we were born, let's say instead of pot of gold itself in a powder or something, gold is in nature, it's available, right, in its purest form. So let's say gold was there already, when we were kids in the childhood. But then what we did is, at the time, we didn't even recognize it. It was so valueless and so default. What we did is, we saw others around us, and we saw that others are begging. So we also started doing the same thing. We put a mattress over the gold and start begging for happiness, for little bit of ananda, wherever it's available. And whatever we can gather around these, whatever we call this, we did that. The mattresses started having lumps of this and that, and so these lumps started growing. So as we get older, these lumps have become so big, whatever we have gathered, and we are not visible at all, that big of thing. And in the end, we disappear. The lumps will remain. So that's how our life ends. Instead, if we recognize the gold inside or the underneath, there is no need to beg anymore. And after that, what is our real nature? That is Satchitananda, or the infinity. I think I spoke about it a little bit in the last session also, how that infinity works. There can be only one infinity. There cannot be two. If there is two infinities, there will be boundaries where this infinity ends and that begins. There is no such thing. There is only one infinity, and there are no parts in it also. And when you go beyond this, whatever we call this, right, it is that only, that infinity only. And it is what we call Atma, or being, or self, or whatever we call. It's the same thing. And what else? What is stopping us from going there is the conditioning. Guruji says that red glasses, he gives the example. I'll add a little bit more. See, what we are doing is, we have put on this red glass, and we are seeing everything red. And in that itself, we are trying to recognize colors, white and all that. For example, we have put on a red glass already, and we are looking at newspaper, and Guruji is saying that this newspaper is white, and through the red glasses itself, we are trying to see it as white. So we are wearing this mind. And see, mind is like this prism, right? You put a white light in, all 7 colors come out, all color. So through these colors, we are confused. Now, either we call it's white, or it's fully dark. It's the same thing, or it is just expressing in truth cannot be expressed. So the extreme we can say is nothing, or we can say is this side it's everything. So that is 2 ways of describing an infinity. And some jnanis have called it full, and some have called it empty. So this conditioning is what stopping us. And there is how to get rid of this conditioning is, we have spoken in the last session also, I guess. I would have asked questions, but there is only 2 people other than Sheetalji, Rajniji. So how to get rid of this conditioning is, I know one way: dhyana, meditation. And after that, Guruji spoke about the confusion that I am the body. If you are able to see the body, feel the body, then you have to be away from the body. Otherwise, you can't. If you are one with the body, there is impossible that you will be able to watch it or feel it from the inside. So it's a given that you are not the body. I don't have to tell you guys, you are someone new. I would have explained a little bit more probably. So, and the neti neti practice. So whatever you can see, that you cannot be, because if you are that, it's impossible to see that, because you are, it's like eye, it cannot see the eye itself as a instrument. So what is watching right now through is this instrument, so it cannot see itself. The same way, whatever you can see is not you. So you go back, and you are there only. So what happened is we have become calloused. We keep on watching outside and keep on. We are basically, there's a fear inside of us that we have to protect this. There is a long way I am going to live. So we need planning to protect this, to sustain how I am living, and all that. So our whole life and our whole life energy also gets wasted in this. So when we evolve, when we get higher and higher, in a sense more awake, all these useless and this fear, this sense of insecurity, it just goes off, drops off. Basically the fear of death itself will go off, and you settle down in a peace which is very tranquil and fearless, and there is no speed or the urge to do or go, and whatever happens, it happens like in a witness situation. You observe what is happening through your body also. So this is where you get settled in. So this is, I'll end this. This is all I have to say. I would have said after, if Rajni would have talked first, I might have picked up some more. This is what I can remember.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Suryaji.
No one else is coming, Sheetalji.
Lakshmi ji.
Sublakshmi ji or
4:30 today.
4:30.
Others have not even messaged me.
Oh. There is this Indraji and all, not even.
No, he has not messaged me. I thought, today Thursday you would come. As
We can wind up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Only, after you speak, I'll just
Only we
summarize.
two are here. Yeah. Oh, right. Sheetalji, questions? Ask me if I have left anything.
Yeah, one thing. One you said is meditation, and there is a difference between meditation and nididhyasa. So what exactly is the difference
Names
between?
I don't know if you, Guruji says the same thing about the nididhyasa, if I remember in the video. It's just the names. See, just sitting and stop doing everything, whatever you think is doing, right? From your volition, from your, what do you call that? There is this word. I'm not good at English also. Proactive and whatever you decide and you think of doing. Stop all that. Just sit and observe. Just witness. Slowly everything drops out and you're there in the witness itself. It might take some time to get the hang of it, to practice because mind, if it is chaotic, it will take time to settle down. This is all. Just sitting, doing nothing. Whatever name you give doesn't matter. Nididhyasa or dhyana, or I would simply call it meditation or dhyana. See, otherwise, when the doing is involved or the mind is involved, one or the other corruption will be there. Whatever you see, you see through the colors only, glasses only. So don't do anything at all. I mean, don't use the mind itself or the intellect itself. Neti neti has to be done once only. You see, this is not, when you get there, stop that. It is not necessary, not required. Just be. That is your nature only. And there is the bliss. You see that you are limitless in, you don't feel like you are here in this, confined to this body, or you have to experience it. There is no point much in explaining how it will be. You will get there.
Guruji has talked about two types of knowledge in the initial part of the video. So could you please explain me what are the two types of knowledge, and where does Atma Jnana lie in these two types? Which one does it fall into?
I'm not able to hear you properly. Two types of knowledge Guruji has spoken about, that I heard.
And what are they? Let me ask you in part.
What are they? Two types of knowledge, is it? I don't know. If you can, one is probably the information which you receive from the outside.
Yeah.
And one is already there, the witness itself.
Correct.
Probably you can call it knowledge itself. So
yeah,
it is the knowingness itself. Yeah. I don't know how you consider it as a knowledge.
No, that is right. You have framed it very correctly. Okay. The way you have told it is right. He says subjective and objective knowledge. That's what you said.
Okay.
Correct. Then, Atma Jnana falls under subjective. Okay. So,
right.
Yeah. Also, how is it not assimilated, or how can you recognize it if it is already there?
Already there. Yeah. We have become calloused. What has happened is our sensitivity. See, when you are a child, you are very curious. Everything is new to you. Oh, Lakshmi ji.
Hello.
And you are surprised, and everything makes you whoa. And what happens is, as you grow up, right, you compartmentalize everything. This is this is that, this is that. Everything is fixed, and there is nothing new to you. Whatever you see, you put it in one of the compartments, and you think that you have figured it out. Everything in the world makes sense to you. This is how it is. This is I am. This is how it's going to work. All finished, and you don't use it anymore. The learning, right? The ability of learning anything new, or the experiencing anything new, it completely dies. If you see the old people, I was watching two gentlemen having a conversation, little bit of argument also. I went to some function. They were around 50s. They were very successful by their attire and all. But the level of their conversation was like, both are kids, like 13, 14 years old, nothing more than that. Teenagers, in the lower teenagers, not even 18, 19. That's where your capability stops. Once you think that you have figured it out, after that your brain, nothing lets in. I mean, the letting in process, right? You just put it in that category or the compartment, and you just leave it. So this sensitivity dies, right? It applies to both sides, towards the world also, towards you also. Whatever you think that stops there. Only through Atma Jnana process, right? Through Guruji. He says Vedanta, but I say it's the Guru. Only Guru can ignite it, reignite it, and again, little bit sharpen it, so that you recognize it. So once you are, it's very, very subtle. And as we were speaking, me and Rajni ji last time, it will not impose on you. It's just there as the background. So if you go there forcefully, the force itself will make it so that you will not recognize it. So you just have to drop everything, and your sensitivity has to be so subtle. And in that nothingness, you recognize that this is or that is it. When you are there, you can't say this is it. You see that this is me, or this is what it is, or this is what is, you can say. The existence and the consciousness part of it, and you recognizing it, everything is one there. So it's, to anything to put it into words, something relative has to be there. So I cannot put it into words, but it's just that your sensitivities or sensibilities or intellect has to be very, very subtle. That much I can put it into words.
Thank you, Suraj. Rajni, you may please take over.
Okay. Hari Om, everybody. More or less, Suryaji has taken up the whole thing, but I will just brief it up or summarize as I go. Started with it, Guruji talked about two types of knowledge, as was pointed out by Sheetalji. One is the knowledge that, okay, fine, I have to go to Shimla because I want to experience the place, the weather, the culture, or whatever it is. So to go to Shimla, just gather some knowledge about the place, then I plan it, then I take an action, and then I experience the place. Okay, fine, I have been to Shimla, now I come back. So that experience is done with. So it is a planning, it is a done thing, it is a doing, it's an action. Whereas Atma Jnana, which is the other type of knowledge, is me itself. And this is something which I don't have to take any action on it. It is me, it is the knowledge. Now, what is the knowledge? That I am, you are Brahman. That is the knowledge. Now, when I know I am Brahman, so why do I need to even know I am Brahman? How does it help me? Because the very nature of Brahman is Sat Chit Ananda. Now, Sat and Chit, we do know that I do exist and I'm aware, or I am conscious about it. But what I miss is my bliss. So now what happens? Why do I miss the bliss? Because that is the most important in my life. Now, to get the bliss, I go around the world seeking objects, seeking this thing that will give me a bliss or that will give me happiness. But then again, I realize that is short-lived. Now, why do I go around the world seeking for happinesses? Because of upadhi. That is the superimposition, that is a conditioning, that is the body, mind, and intellect, they superimpose on the Atma. And I do not realize that I am that same Atma, but because of the superimposition, I think that I'm the body, mind, and intellect. And they being finite in nature, they being infinite, and I think that I am that. That is why I don't experience the happiness, which is a very short-lived, which may come from the object, which I think comes from the object. Again, that does not come from the object. That is the time when my mind is silent and Atman reflects. So that is a time when I think. So now the thing is that how do I know that I am that Atman? That is the process, which is a step-by-step logical way of unraveling the self, is Vedanta. So Vedanta is very, 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 very scientific in nature. So this particular process is called Vedanta, and Prakriya is, again, the Prakriyas. First is Sharirarthya, then is Panchkosha, then is the Avastha. So in this particular video, we had just taken that, we had started with Sharirarthya. That is, we started with the body, that I am not that body. A little body is also two types, which is gross, subtle, and causal. Sthula Sharira, Karan Sharira, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, or Karan Sharira. Now, I just have to see my body. First, body goes through many stages. It takes birth, it grows, it matures, it falls off, it dies. So the body is not the same, it is changing all the time and state. So I'm not the body. I can see the three types of body. Body is just an amalgamation, or it is made up of 5 elements, panchikarana. So that is the 5 elements that we all know. That is the earth, space, wind, and water and fire. So it is just because body, I can see the body, so I am not the body. So this is the way when we process, when we go, that I'm not the body. So what am I? So because in Vedanta, what happens? I'm the body, but I cannot take off my body and then realize that I am the body. So how do I go? That is how Guruji went by earlier as said, by neti, I am not body. So I am not the body. Then probably we will come to the next topic, which is I am not even the mind and the intellect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, Rajni ji. Rajni ji, are you able to listen to me?
Yeah, very clearly. Yeah, that's okay.
Rajni ji, I have a question about when you are in a waking state and when you are in a deep sleep state. These two things are the experiencing part in these two things, the waking state and the deep sleep. In these two parts, who is the one who is experiencing the waking state and the deep sleep?
Wait, Sakshi, the witness.
So,
or you may call
yeah. So
what happens in the waking state, I see the mind, body, and everything going on. So I'm seeing that. But in deep sleep, there is no body. The waking body is not there. There is no dream body is also not there in the deep sleep. But when I get up, I do understand my existence, my conscious. I do still feel that I had a very good sleep. And so I am aware that awareness itself is the presence in all the three states. So that awareness, that Sakshi Bhava, whichever name you would take, that is always there in all these states.
So, do you mean to say that whenever there is, whenever we wake up or whenever we feel that, there is something which I can identify with it right now, then I feel conscious or then I feel aware?
Not really identify. It is not identification with anything. It is just the presence, the existence, and the consciousness. And again, the bliss also. So, because if you see the essential nature of Atma itself as these three, Satya, Chitta, Ananda. So, even in waking state, I'm not able to experience because my mind is so active that it's superimposed on the Atman. That is why I'm not able to feel my bliss nature. Satya and Chitta, I'm able to experience, but bliss is hidden because of my very active mind. So when that mind settles down, even in the waking state, then I'm able to experience the Atman. Similarly, when the deep sleep, when the mind and the body is this thing.
Okay.
Perfect, Rajni ji.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. When you say that, you are not able to understand that you are that at the background of it because of lot of thoughts and conditionings and all, right? So now that by knowing that you are that, by whatever Guruji has taught us, okay, he has taught us, we have understood by intellectually we have understood. There is a point where Guruji says that intellectually you can understand. So why aren't you not satisfied with intellectual understanding?
You should have asked me that.
Yeah, intellectual understanding has limitation. Intellectual limitations has its limitation. I am beyond that intellect. Intellect here is used generally in the world for the objects. But when this intellect, I go beyond this intellect. Although intellect is used initially to unwind, but intellect here is used to do neti. What is that solid thing which is left behind? That is the Atman.
So intellectual understanding is for neti only. That is very clear. So whomsoever will understand is the one who is.
The one
Very
who is.
nice.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You are great.
So
No,
thank you
no.
so much. Thank you so much. Lakshmi ji,
This goes to show how much Guruji has worked on us. Oh my God. This
True.
truly shows
Yeah.
Guruji. He sits every day. He sits every day to make you understand this. This is what we, yeah.
True. He says Vedanta, but I would say it's Guruji.
Guru.
Yeah.
so this beauty
Guru.
we are here to actually, when I spoke to him, this was the kind of, beauty he wanted us to understand, that how much we have actually assimilated. We would rather not have understood if we had not discussed. So really great.
Yeah.
Lakshmi ji,
Yeah.
I request you to please take on. We have about 7 minutes. After this, for the summary, I'll take up the next link. Is it fine?
Oh,
Yeah.
is it
Yeah,
only
of
me?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Only you
only
are in it.
me?
Yeah, you are only
Oh,
Yes.
your
okay.
last. Yeah.
Yeah, Lakshmi.
Okay. Yeah.
Last man standing.
Yeah. Okay. What had happened? I was not knowing that the video that I had to continue from that time onwards. So it was a bit delay in going through and all.
It's okay.
So a simple understanding what I have made, I will let you know.
Sure.
This is
Sure. Yeah.
for Atma Jnana. It's what Guruji had said. It is conditioning, rather than before conditioning. We want it is recognition of self. So without recognizing, it is not possible. So without recognizing what you are and what exactly has to be done, without that it is not possible. For that, the example given was that conditioning of the water. He gave so example of water for conditioning this. So our Atma, what to know the Atma before that, we think that our body itself is Atma, and that itself will identify with Atma, and then only that Upadhi, as Rajini said. So that conditioning we have imposed on the Atma, and we feel that body itself is Atma. Okay, and then we should know that how to decondition. Okay, so like for the example he gave was ocean with the different waves and so many things inside that, different kind of sun. So there to identify the water, you see. So water, whatever, whether it is in the wave or in same plain, this one, it is water only. So that first we have to understand that deconditioning should happen. So it is only one more example he had given was. One more example he gave.
Rope.
The water, coffee and tea. Coffee and tea. Coffee, tea. Coffee, tea also he had given the example. 1 second. So in that example, so water, nothing will happen to water, only because of the conditioning we are calling it as coffee. So similarly, we have to decondition ourselves to know ourselves. So that body, when you superimpose, it is called jiva. The body, when you are superimposing the body on Atma, is called jiva. So, so we identify as jiva. You are jiva, he is jiva, she is jiva. Like that, we will be understanding that, and that we fail to identify Atma. So that means to say that recognition. We have to recognize Atma. In that, for that purpose, we need Atma Jnana. So Atma Jnana in a specific way through Vedanta teachings. So Vedanta, as Guruji was telling, end of knowledge. That means nothingness. Knowing nothing is the knowledge. Knowledge is not to know something. It is not to what that I told the stage from knowing something to don't know something. So that is the recognition we have to make it. So that is for that Atma Jnana. There are stages which have to be followed. So the stages today, I mean that the previous class he had told about now it is prakriya, the process of going towards recognizing and deconditioning. This one is prakriyas. In that prakriya, there are 3 types of prakriyas: Shariratraya, Panchakosha, and then Avasthatraya. So here Guruji just started with Shariratraya. In Shariratraya, he took up gross body first. So only I was explaining about the gross body, and first we have to identify whether we should know that body, what I can say. So gross body to subtle, there are 3-4 levels of body. But regarding gross body, he had explained. Actually, I was not able to follow completely the last part. 1 minute. That gross body thing, I was not able to completely follow it up. So regarding Atmajnana, the deconditioning and the process to be followed, I have one. Thank you.
Nice, Lakshmi.
I mean,
Good
you
enough.
were
Clear enough.
yeah, you were saying about the causal body, right?
Yeah, that. No, gross body. The Guruji had started with, of course, gross body, and then the subtle and causal last is Sukshma, Stula, Sukshma, Karana. Sharira. So that means that he just started with Stula Sharira, how we are identifying with the body only, that how we have to decondition that. That is what he said.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll start off the next session. I have sent the links to all of you immediately because this is less than a minute here. This drops off. I'll start there then. Okay. See ya then in about 1 minute. Yeah.